Louise Hayes, Esquire, Staff Attorney, Community Legal Services. Louise has been a member of the Welfare Unit of Community Legal Services since 1997. Working out of the North Philadelphia office, she plays a key leadership role on public benefits issues in Pennsylvania and nationally. A graduate of Harvard Law School, Louise clerked for U.S. District Judge Louise H. Pollock before joining CLS. She was CLS's first Independence Fellow, selected to focus on welfare-to-work issues as the federal and state welfare reform laws began to be implemented in 1997. She is a smart, creative, tireless worker who does her work with good cheer and with only a fraction of the recognition that she deserves. Louise is involved in individual client representation, supervision, community education, and client and community group advocacy efforts. Louise has had a significant influence in the areas of welfare to work, child care subsidies, and perhaps her area of greatest impact, food stamps. She can be counted on to provide support to her legal services colleagues across the state, especially on food stamp questions. However, her bread and butter work has been policy advocacy that has provided many millions of dollars in needed benefits for low-income Pennsylvanians. State officials credit Louise for helping DPW implement policy innovations that increased the number of food stamp recipients in Pennsylvania by over 440,000 people. Last year, state welfare officials agreed to Louise's proposal to increase the gross income limit and eliminate the net income and asset limits for food stamp eligibility. This means that working families with high shelter or child care expenses, the unemployed, and the elderly are now eligible for nutrition benefits. While working at CLS, Louise contributed as a consultant with the Food Research and Action Center, the leading national anti-hunger group. Louise revised the center's Guide to the Food Stamp Program, the central food stamp resource used around the country, and she has worked extensively with the Greater Philadelphia Coalition Against Hunger on food stamp outreach. Recently, the State Welfare Department announced it would award the Pennsylvania Legal Aid Network $2.5 million of TANF stimulus funds. Louise, who has made herself an expert on the complicated technical aspects of TANF stimulus, provided the technical assistance and, side by side with client leadership, helped convince DPW that our proposal was feasible and would positively impact the lives of low-income families. With her expertise on TANF stimulus, Louise has designed and advocated for proposals allowing the state to draw down more than $300 million of TANF funds that are available to support low-income Pennsylvanians. And she has provided technical expertise to the Department of Labor and Industry on the use of TANF stimulus funds for youth and adult jobs programs. Welfare to work advocacy remains a priority in Louise's work, and she has taken a particular interest in ensuring that the state's child care subsidy program works seamlessly for families making the transition to employment. Louise has always been a staunch advocate for parental choice in child care, providing balance on behalf of child care provided by relatives and neighbors that is often preferred by clients instead of center-based care. In this context, Louise fought regulatory requirements on relative neighbor care that burdened those caregivers. In recognition of her deep technical knowledge of public benefit programs and expert advocacy that make big impact changes in assisting the most needy clients, we are pleased to honor Louise Hayes for her excellence in client-centered legal advocacy with the 2010 Pennsylvania Legal Aid Network Excellence Award. Louise Hayes was nominated for the Excellence Award by Kathy Carr, Executive Director of Community Legal Services.